We like to believe that being a good person is the highest goal, that kindness, morality, and virtue are the cure for human suffering. But George Orwell warned us, sometimes goodness is a trap. Sometimes morality itself becomes a weapon, twisted, manipulated, and turned against us. This is the paradox of being good, a paradox Orwell spent his life unmasking, and one that feels more urgent now than ever. George Orwell, born Eric Arthur Blair in 1903, did not step into greatness. He was born into contradiction. His family lived in the shadows of privilege, what he once called lower upper middle class, close enough to glimpse the hypocrisy of the elite, but never close enough to belong to it. At Eton, as a boy, he learned the truth. Morality was often just a mask for cruelty. Students preached good behavior, but bullying ruled the halls. Teachers spoke of discipline, yet practiced favoritism. It was Orwell's first vision of the paradox. Society praises goodness, but it rewards power. Years later, in Burma, Orwell wore the uniform of empire. He enforced laws he secretly despised. He carried authority, yet inside he was hollow with doubt. In shooting an elephant, he confessed. He killed not because it was right, but because the crowd demanded it. That was his revelation. Sometimes being a good officer meant doing what was wrong. And here lies the poison. Society tells you to be good by obeying. But what if obedience itself is evil? Orwell could not endure complicity. In 1936, he went to Spain to fight fascism. He thought he had found the righteous path, but war stripped away every illusion. He saw betrayal within the ranks, propaganda mutating truth, allies devouring each other. A sniper's bullet nearly ended his life. When he escaped Spain, he understood, even in the name of good, corruption seeps in. Power waits in the shadows, lies creep into the cause, and cruelty is always justified. That is the paradox. Goodness is fragile, and it is easily poisoned. From these scars, Orwell carved his philosophy. His novels, Animal Farm and 1984, were not mere political warnings. They were dissections of morality itself. In Animal Farm, the animals rise against tyranny. They believe in justice, in fairness, in equality. But slowly, the pigs twist morality into chains. The very language of goodness becomes a weapon. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad was never just a slogan. It was a trap, a moral code designed not to free, but to control. In 1984, the nightmare deepens. A world where even thought is a crime, where to be a good citizen means betraying your neighbor, denying your senses, and learning to love Big Brother. Here, morality is inverted. Goodness is obedience. Evil is independence. This is Orwell's ultimate warning. In a corrupt system, to be a good person may mean being complicit in evil. And this warning was not for some distant, totalitarian past. It was written for us. Now, look around. How often do we stay silent in the face of lies, because truth would brand us bad? How often do we see morality weaponized, where being good means repeating slogans, obeying trends, following rules we do not believe in? We live in an age where virtue is performed, not practiced, where appearing good is valued more than being good, where morality is branded, sold, and marketed. Orwell would whisper the question, are you truly good or merely obedient? So what is goodness? What does it really mean? Orwell sits, life points us toward an answer. Goodness is not obedience. Goodness is the courage to question. Goodness is refusing to betray truth, even when it costs you everything. Goodness is not about being liked, it is about being honest. But here lies the paradox. True goodness is punished. Society will call you disobedient, rebellious, dangerous. And that is the price of integrity. Real goodness is not safe. It is not easy. It is not comfortable. Orwell died at only 46, but his words cut deeper now than ever. He saw the truth. Morality can be corrupted, goodness can be manipulated, and society can use your conscience as a weapon against you. Yet, he left us with a choice. You can accept the comfort of being good in the eyes of the system, or you can choose the harder path, the courage of being good in truth. And perhaps that is Orwell's final warning. If you wish to be truly good, you must be willing to stand alone.